Many times, a person doesn't know why they are underperforming on their job. They may also be too inexperienced to find a solution to the problem. In addition, some people experience personal difficulties such as illness or family problems that impact their performance. By getting involved in the remediation of performance problems, the manager takes on the role of a coach. The role of the coach is to assist a person in improving their performance. The coach seeks to make the performance problem clear to the employee so that it can be addressed directly. The coach may also seek to boost motivation as a way of giving someone new direction in their work. Coaching is a way of affirming the manager's desire to have the employee continue as a member of the organization. We should not confuse the process of coaching the subordinate with the necessity to make the needed improvements. All employees are held responsible for their results. If a person is performing below expectations, he or she knows that there must be consequences. Therefore, they will make the effort to improve. The most common approach to coaching is to offer the employee a chance to talk about the situation. Through a process of dialogue, the facts of the performance deficit become clear and solutions to the problem are proposed. Here's your narrator to explain why coaching your subordinates to improve their performance is important.
As a manager, you cannot afford to have subordinates who are not performing effectively. Many managers choose to stick with an employee if they see a chance for improvement. Coaching is the term used to describe a process of helping a subordinate to improve his or her performance. The manager must realize upfront that coaching requires time. Even when there's an improved performance, coaching remains an ongoing process. There is always a challenge in the interpersonal aspect of correcting performance deficiencies. Many interpersonal skills are required for a coach to be successful. Let's examine the interpersonal skills required for successful coaching. You need to be able to observe on-the-job behavior and describe the situations where undesirable behavior occurred in order to make it clear that there is a problem. You need to be able to give feedback to the subordinate in such a way that it is clearly understood and accepted. You need to ask questions of the subordinate in order to obtain all the relevant facts around a performance problem. And you need to be able to listen with understanding to the side of the story presented by your subordinate. Correcting performance deficiencies is a skill that improves with experience. A commitment to the development of subordinates is a prerequisite. Here is your subject matter expert to explain the coaching process.
Due to communication issues, motivation issues, and the sensitivity of people in general to receiving negative feedback, a coach must muster considerable energy to enter into a coaching relationship with a subordinate. The first step in the process is to observe the performance of someone in enough depth to be able to identify the problem area. The capture of actual performance in the form of a behavior description requires practice. The behavior description must be accurate enough so that the person in question will clearly see your point. If it is not accurate, your communication will be laborious. You should be able to relate the problem performance to its negative impact on the subordinate's goal. In order to prepare for a face-to-face meeting, you will write up coaching interview questions. The questions will allow you to elicit the facts pertinent to understanding the performance problem. In the initial interview, the feedback you give must be given tactfully. Some people cannot handle negative feedback very well. Other people are pleased to get feedback and will use it to improve their performance. The interview begins with a statement of the problem. The behavior description that resulted from your observations should be sufficient to communicate the problem. What follows is a dialogue. The questions used to investigate a performance problem can be open-ended. Give the other person a chance to explain things in their own terms. The skillful use of conversation stimulators such as reflection, restatement, nonverbal behavior, and summarizing will bring out all of the facts. If it is clear that there can be no resolution of the problem, the interview will end. If the interviewee is willing to work to improve his or her performance, the interview can continue. You and the other person need to look at alternative solutions to the performance problem. Together, you will agree on a possible solution and a way of measuring success. Generally, it involves a person reaching their performance goals. The conclusion of a coaching interview is to obtain the commitment of the other person to the action plan. You will be able to tell if this commitment is genuine. In any case, a follow-up meeting must be scheduled at the end of the interview. Follow-up is an essential part of the coaching process. It is unrealistic to expect a problem to go away as a result of one meeting. Ongoing meetings allow an assessment of progress in performance improvement. Along the way, continue to observe the performance of the individual and give feedback as appropriate. Here is a role play that illustrates the way performance improvement can be attained in the context of the coaching process.